Hello, hello. It's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy and a very special episode. It is Thanksgiving Day. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone here in the United States. I'm so excited about tonight's class. It is our monthly free card class, and we do this on the last Thursday of every month, and so this one happens to fall on Thanksgiving, and we are home and have kind of a quiet evening today, and so I'm sure that many of you are going to be watching the replay instead of watching live, so say hello when you're joining, whether it's in the live chat or in the comments. I'm so glad that you are spending a little bit of time with me today whenever you're watching this. I hope that you've had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I hope that you have been enjoying lots of yummy food and time with family and friends. I'm just looking at your comments, and Penny, oh no, I'm so sorry that it's been such a rough day. I will be praying for your husband and hope that his stay in the ICU is a short one. We are going to definitely take your mind off of all of that tonight. I know Thanksgiving can be a tricky day for some people if you are not spending it with family or have a strained relationship with family, or maybe you did spend it with family and it was wonderful, but yet also exhausting. That's okay. We're here for all the things, and I'm so happy that we get to spend a little time together. Maybe it's Black Friday or Monday or Saturday or Sunday. I don't know, whatever day you're watching this. Why don't you let me know when in the comments? Let me know what day you're watching. I'm excited to be stamping. We're making Christmas cards today, and so I've got to ask you: is your Christmas tree up yet? Ours is not up yet, though I did buy a new lighted evergreen tree that I have decided I'm going to keep up all year round. It is a skinny little tree to go in the corner of the living room, and it's a placeholder for our Christmas tree, and then we'll move it out of the way and bring it back, because I'm always so sad when I have to take down the Christmas tree and it seems so empty. So we're just going to fill that space again, have a little evergreen. Maybe we won't turn on the lights all the time. Maybe we'll decorate it for other holidays. I don't know. The real Christmas tree, the big one that we're going to decorate with ornaments, is going to go up later this weekend, maybe Saturday or so. We're actually having a big Thanksgiving meal tomorrow with Thomas's girlfriend's family. We've had family dinners before, so this isn't new, but this is our first holiday dinner together, so I'm really excited to be hosting them. And Jim is smoking a big turkey, and so today is like our day before Thanksgiving. A little bit of prep work, a little bit of cleaning, you know, that kind of stuff. I gotta make some cranberry sauce tonight after our video, and tomorrow the whole shebang, the rolls and the stuffing and the mashed potatoes and all the yummy things. So tell me what your favorite thing was that you ate today. My favorite thing was lasagna, because Jim made that for dinner, and he makes the best lasagna. It's so good. So that was it's one of my favorite things to eat is lasagna, and so oh my gosh, it's just gonna be such a fat food kind of a weekend. Here are the cards that we're going to make tonight. We are making modern family cards. Modern family, that's hilarious. We are making modern Christmas cards with you, our stamping family across the globe. The Modern Christmas Suite is part of the September online exclusives. It includes gorgeous designer paper, a stamp set and die, some twine, which we're not using on the cards, and large gold hoop, which we are also not using on these cards. The Modern Christmas designer paper is black and white and gold and has a very contemporary and I think elegant feel. So I'm excited to be using the stamps and the dies in this set to create some cards for you. We're using Ornamental Christmas, which is a cling mount rubber stamp set. I need to put my stamps on the block. Now, if you do not have the same stamps, I hope that you will find you can easily substitute other images, words especially, but we have a tree stamp, and if you don't have the tree stamp, I hope that you'll find you can either cut some trees from the designer paper, or I hope that you'll be able to use a different tree that you have, or to add some add some like lines or textures to a tree. We also are going to do some heat embossing, and typically I don't do that in these class videos because I try to make them in case you don't have the stamp set. But you can either leave the embossing out or substitute an image. I do think it looks so much better with the embossing. So I will walk you through that step and you can customize your card at home. Now, many of you already have your card kit, and some of you don't because the mail was being really slow. But if you placed an order last month in October, then you should be receiving a card kit from me that includes the supplies to make tonight's cards. Now, if your packet is late, I do apologize. They were mailed on the 14th, which was later than normal, but that was almost 2 weeks ago, and so they should be coming any day if they haven't arrived yet. As a team member of mine, you can also subscribe to get my kits for just $5, which is such a steal, but I want to keep my team members stamping, and so that's just one of the perks from being on my team. The kits are exactly the same. They include 4x6 pieces of the designer paper that we're featuring. This is the Modern Christmas designer paper, and it has gold foil on every single piece. So we've got some beautiful designs for Christmas, but a lot of these black and white patterns, I think you could also just use for other occasions as well. Here are some trees that you could fussy cut if you wanted to, if you don't have the tree stamp that we're going to use. And then we are going to cut some ornaments from the gold paper and use some of that. So black and white patterns, black and white and gold on the other side, gorgeous paper. The card kit also includes pre-cut cardstock pieces that we're going to use, including embossed pieces and die cut pieces to make the cards. Your card kit will include a little half sheet like this, which has pictures of the projects, measurements for the designer paper, and QR codes and links to view the video tutorial, which you're watching right now, and the written instructions in the form of a PDF, and also bonus projects featuring the same Modern Christmas designer paper. So if you get the card kit, you'll have this paper. You can also get, if you would like just the PDF, you can get the instructions in my Etsy shop, and that will have the instructions and the link to the video and everything that you need to make the cards at home. I'm getting so hungry, even though I just ate. I'm looking at all of your I'm looking at all of your comments. Oyster dressing, dumplings, sweet potatoes. Oh my gosh, that sounds so yummy. Stuffing, Katie says, green bean casserole. Oh my gosh, so many yummy foods. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm not a big turkey fan, but Jim smokes everything on the smoker, and I love it so much. It's so juicy and has so much flavor, and so I know it's gonna be amazing. Okay, Heather's got her kit. I'm so glad it came and is just watching tonight. Tracy says she's still waiting. No, Katie says she's still waiting on her kit. I heard from several other team members who hadn't received them yet, so I do apologize, but they're coming. And Tracy is using old paper pumpkin tree paper. Ooh, I can't wait to see how those turn out. All right, well, let's get started with our first card tonight. I'm going to show them all to you and then we'll step through them. So this is the first card that we're going to make. This is our back pocket card layout, although this was a runner-up. I almost chose this this template as well. And then our fun fold card, I don't know what you call it. It's sort of like a standout card. It kind of has like a, I don't know what to call it. Does it have a name? I like that it kind of stands out and has a focal point that is front and center, and then there is a spot in the back to write. If you want to, you could add more designer paper back there to decorate your card. But we are going to start with this card here, Wishing You Peace. And so we're going to take our first card packet. We also need the designer paper here with the circles. And so we're going to cut that together. I'm looking for my sheet. We're going to cut that together. And the measurement for this designer paper is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. So we are going to first cut our 4 1/2 off the long side and then 3 1/4. And so we've got a couple extra pieces here. Now, the skinny piece, we're actually going to use on the inside of the card. So go ahead and keep that one out. And if you want to, you can cut it down to 4 inches. I usually cut it with scissors, but we have the paper cutter out, so we'll use that. All right, so we've got this one, which is, that works out to be like, what, 1/2 inch? 3/4 of an inch by 4. And then for the front, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. The pieces are all ready to go in your card packet. It includes a basic black card base. We have 4 by 5 1/4 inch for the inside. The little square, I believe, is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I guess I could measure. You know what? It's listed right here. Yes, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. An accent strip that's 1 by 3 1/2 inches. Another piece for the stamped greeting. I'm using a 2-inch circle punch for our ornament, and there is a little ornament topper that I have cut from gold foil paper. By the way, this is the Forever Plaid embossing folder. Such a good one. I feel like for any occasion throughout the year, it's really versatile. A nice kind of textured background that you'll want to use again and again. Oh, that's funny. Sherry says she saw someone on YouTube and had this card for a card swap. That actually, it probably was just a similar card because I don't know. I guess someone could have seen it, but like I just designed it a couple weeks ago. I didn't use it for a swap card, but I do have some swap cards to share with you that that maybe look similar. This one kind of looks similar, but it's a little bit different. Anyway, we'll take a look at the cards. I think that when you're using black and white and gold, all the cards start to look the same, don't they? Our stamping is going to be kind of simple here. We are stamping greetings in black. I'm using the Memento black ink pad. We're also going to do a little embossing in the circle with Versamark. And we are going to, oh, that's funny. Sherry was watching my video and I shared the card. That's, maybe I did that. I don't remember. Oh, okay, this is so random. I'm going to tell you a story when I'm embossing about a workshop a long time ago. Okay, so first I'm stamping "Wishing You Peace and Joys" on this skinny little strip. And then I'm going to stamp "Merry Christmas" at the top of the white cardstock. And we're going to add that little strip of designer paper at the bottom. Clean and simple. With this black and white paper, you can add other colors. Like I've seen some cards online that are using other colors with the black and white paper, but I really like the classic, just like black and white. I think it's really elegant. Okay, so this goes here. We're going to do a little trim on the ends, just a little bit of an angle, same angle on both ends, and that's going to go on the front. And then before we glue everything together, we're going to do some embossing here. And I'm just going to use the back of my paper for this. Now I am going to emboss some lines. This is from the Ornamental Christmas stamp set. If you don't have the stamp set, you could either not add anything here. You could, if you wanted to, like maybe cut another piece of designer paper and do like a strip across it. You could use other lines or other texture. You could emboss this with an embossing folder. So you can do whatever you'd like to the ornament, but I'm going to add some lines here. So we're going to do embossing with gold. First step for embossing, I'm going to use the Embossing Buddy. This is like a little rosin bag, rosin, not resin. Rosin, that's the right word, right? Where I'm just, it's like powder, right? That like gymnasts use. And it's just taking all the moisture off of the surface of the cardstock so that the embossing powder only sticks to the ink. Wrap with twine. I like that idea, Sherry. You could wrap some twine around the circle also to mimic the lines. I'm stamping the image in Versamark ink. And Versamark is a clear ink, so you're not going to see that really show up on the black cardstock. I'm using the gold embossing powder from the Wow Embossing Metallics combination. And we stamped off a little bit, so I'm just going to flip that over so that I don't have the embossing powder sticking to that ink. And just funneling that back into the jar. So you can see there the lines of the embossing powder. And I'll use my paper just to funnel that back in. Another part of the Embossing Editions toolkit is the Powder Pal tray, which I didn't use tonight, the brush, and the tweezers, which are really handy when you have a small piece like this that you want to hold and not burn your fingers. I'm going to use the heat tool to heat up the embossing powder until it melts. Always so fun. I think there's so much magic in embossing. Okay, here's my fun story. You ready for this? I used to do a lot of home parties back in the day. I've been a demonstrator for 23 years. And one time I was doing a party for a relatively new group. And they were talking about like, oh yeah, I've come to one of your parties before. And we did embossing. And they were describing the project. And I was like, that doesn't sound familiar. Like I don't usually do embossing at parties because it's so messy, you know, sometimes. And they were like, yeah, you were wearing glasses. And at that time I didn't normally wear my glasses. I usually wore contacts. And I was like, I really don't think that was me. And they were talking about more details. And then it all came back to me. It was me. I did do embossing. I just totally forgot because I normally don't. I guess I had a lot going on back then, just like now, but it's different. Back then, my 4 kids were younger and taking a different kind of energy. Now I'm running them around and they're involved in so many things as teenagers. So different kind of busy, and my mind is my mind is a little forgetful for other reasons, I guess, because I'm old. Okay, so I'm going to add the inside piece to our card base, Merry Christmas. And on the front, it is going to be the designer paper. And this is going to go all the way to the edge. Usually I kind of do things in the center, but this one's going to go all the way to the edge. Just trying to center that right there. Centered from top to bottom, all the way to the edge. Perfect. And then we're going to add our embossed square. Now I'm just remembering I have another version of this card that I forgot to pull out. I will pull it out. Okay, next up we're going to add that embossed square towards the bottom left side. Bottom left, so about a ½ an inch from the side, about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom. I usually like to do things off center. It's just more pleasing to the eye. We talk about the rule of thirds sometimes. So having things off center sometimes is just kind of like where your eye wants to look. That's not a great explanation, but just trust me. All right, next up we're going to add our gold foil cardstock. And we're going to put this across the bottom, and this is going to be a little off center. Is that how that one was? I guess, if you'll forgive me. Let's move this over a little bit more. More towards the center. About 3/4 of an inch from the side and 3/4 inch from the bottom of the designer paper. That will give us a little more room for our gold foil to come on this side of it. A little more centered there. If you already put it down, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Okay, next up, we are going to add the ornament, and this is going to be done with Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm just looking back at the comments from Nancy. Oh, she says, if your husband smokes the turkey, the question is, how does he keep it lit? Oh, it's a gigantic turkey. It's like 25 pounds. It's so big. It's been taking up a lot of space in our refrigerator as it has been thawing out from the freezer. Okay, so I added that kind of to the center of the circle, but I want to make sure that I've got room for this. So if you add this first, the whole thing should be centered. If you add the circle first, leave room so that it's still centered after you add the ornament topper, because that is part of the ornament and you don't necessarily want it sticking out from the top. So I'm going to add this with a Stampin' Dimensional, and it's going to overlap just a little bit there. It's still all on the same Stampin' Dimensional playing field though, because the Stampin' Dimensional is kind of at the top, and the part where it overlaps, there isn't a Stampin' Dimensional. Does that make sense? We're going to add the banner over the top, and see, it does cover up a lot of what we just embossed. So you still see the peak of it, which I really like. But if you don't emboss that circle, if you don't add any texture or anything else to it, like, it's truly okay. I think the plain black circle will look fine too. I just like tying in a little bit of that gold. Wishing you peace and joy. Now, the last thing that we need, of course, is some bling. On my sample, I used some of the iridescent gold foil gems, and I love that. Now, I'm sure that you guys have in your stash gold gems, and so we have lots of possibilities. I will pull out some different options here. For gold gems, we have, I thought I had them pulled out earlier, I apologize. The flower accents from the inspiration with the vases, Kintsugi inspiration. We also have some gold. Oh, well, the rhinestones would be lovely, but I really want to stick with the gold. The iridescent foil gems have some kind of gold in them. They're also very, like, clear. A few. It's mostly empty. This one is adhesive-backed metallic gems. They have some gold in there. That's a good option. These don't have gold, but they are sparkly, and they're black and white. There's also some copper in there, too, that are really pretty. What else do we have? Pulling from my retired section, we have these gold texture adhesive back dots. These are kind of chunky, so I'm going to put those away. But there are some low profile dots that are gold that would be a nice option. You might have these. The neutral adhesive back sequins have gold sequins in them. There also is some loose shaker, dropping things, loose gold sequins. Which you can add to your card with a little bit of liquid glue. I actually like these. I think I'm going to use some of those on my project. So for that, I'm going to use some liquid glue. And I'm going to add... Oh, I knew that was gonna happen! A big flat glop. It was like not coming out very well from, from the bottle, and I had a feeling I should have moved it. had a feeling that it was going to be a big glop when it came out. So I'm just trying to remove, I'm just using like a scrap paper to move some of that adhesive. Now it'll dry clear, so it'll be okay. These are quite large. Oops. I need to take your pick tool. I've lost mine with the putty end. Or maybe I've just lost the putty end. And this one down here, it's big. Okay. Very blingy, blingy bling. So I don't know, do you prefer it with a more blingy gold or the more almost clear see-through gold? Whatever embellishment you use, I'm sure your card is going to turn out lovely. You can do several. Maybe I will add more. I always feel like the one looks funny. But if we add another one and just do like 5, maybe it won't feel so lonely down there at the bottom. There. Okay, card number 1, wishing you peace and joy. I'm trying to find my bonus sample for you. Hang on, here we go. Here is the same layout with the Hobby Haven, and you probably did see this layout, this card, in our Sunday stamping video when I shared the Hobby Haven suite. This is the alternate sample that I have on the back pocket card layout. If you're not familiar with back pocket card layouts, you can collect one every single month in my monthly card kits. Coming up pretty soon, we are going to have the whole collection of 2025 available for you. But in the meantime, I do have a starter package that has 20 different cards and a little binder ring to get you started. It comes packaged in a green project pouch, and it's available on my past kits page at juliedavison.com/kits, where you will also find this kit if you would like to purchase it, and some of my past kits from 2025 and 2024 are all on that page. I do have some that are available still from 2024. So check out the past kits page for this kit and others, and my back pocket card layout starter package, which includes 20 cards. I think I need to add this one to my ring. So I'm just going to punch a hole, and I just love having these whenever I'm looking for a little inspiration. I can just turn to a layout with the measurements and have some samples to inspire me. And so I hope that you enjoy collecting back pocket card layouts as well, and that they help spark your creativity. Okay, let's move on to card number 2. Actually, before we get to card number 2, let's take a look at a few bonus card samples. I've been having a lot of fun with Modern Christmas, and so here is a card that I designed. I did a little gold embossing with the tree that we're going to use on our next card, and layering some of the designer paper. I also added, I think the glare is terrible, I'm so sorry. I also added some bling here and a little bit of that black twine, the black and gold. And I love this one. This one I cased from the catalog, and I got the layout from the scroll card. Do you guys remember that video? We did a video when the mini catalog first came out. Hang on, where did it go? I thought I had the mini. Yeah, where is the mini? Oh, there it is. We cased the catalog where we copied and selectively edited a few of the card layouts. And it was this layout here on the scroll card that I was inspired by. I did move my designer paper over a little bit, but it had several strips which I used here and the banner die. And so you can see where that inspiration was. Oh, Nancy, definitely check out those past kits. We got some fantastic ones available. I have to double check. There's one recent one that's running really low. Like maybe I have one left of it. Plenty from last month, plenty from this month. No, maybe, yeah. Maybe it's September, I think, that I only have one left of. Let's move on. One fun thing about my kits is that I always include a fun fold. And so our next card is this month's fun fold. All your pieces are scored for you, and so they are packaged to fit inside an envelope. And so sometimes that means you have to do a little bit more folding on those score lines. So this piece is going to be folded like that, and you can start by folding back down the larger panel here. What is this? Oh, there you go. Glue booger or something. Okay, so I just took that fold and I folded it back, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to fold it in toward the center and back. So the front of your card should look like this and have that center that kind of pops out. Now let me give you a quick measurement on this. I should have just printed out my, usually I print the whole PDF and I am reminded of all of the measurements, but I forgot to do that today. So this piece is 4 1/4 by 9 1/2 inches. It is scored at 1 3/4, 2 3/4, 6 3/4, and 7 3/4. It does fit when folded flat in a regular envelope. Inside your card packet, you have 2 pieces of white cardstock. These are 4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And they will fit on the front and on the back. We'll do a little stamping there. And then you also have a gold circle that's 2 3/8 inch, a die cut tree, a 1 by 1 inch piece of white cardstock, a banner punched from the new 3 banner punch from basic black cardstock. And I am so sad but not surprised that the 3 banner punch is currently on back order and will not be back in stock until January. Oh, yikes. I knew this was going to be a popular punch, and I hate that I was right. So if you didn't get a chance to get the Banner Sayings bundle that coordinates with the 3 banner punch, fear not, it is coming back and it will be back in stock. So you haven't missed it. You've just got to wait a couple months for it to come back in. And then I also gave you a little gold star. So if you don't see the gold star, make sure to just shake out your envelope. I'm sure it's stuck in there. Now I punched the gold star from our little punch pack, which has a star, a tree, and a stocking. This is called a Little Cheer punch pack, and it has a coordinating stamp set. There is a star that is part of the dies for Ornamental Cheer Christmas, Ornamental Christmas. There is a little star, and it is pretty close in size. It's a little more rounded, and it's not exactly like that. But instead of die cutting for all the kits, I thought punching would be easier. And it was. So I have punched a little star for you, but there is one in the dies that you can use. Now for this card, we are going to use the tree that coordinates with the die cut, the Ornamental Christmas. If you don't have this tree though, for your card, you could cut out a group of trees. Or you could use like the lines or another image that's similar, and you can stamp on your tree to create, you know, tree lines or tree images. The other thing I want to say, well, let's stamp first and I'll show you. I was making these cards with a group of stampers here at home, and we had some that didn't stamp quite straight. And so my first tip is to move your white paper off your grid paper and put it on a darker surface, like my desktop is darker. This will give you some contrast to better line up. If you're trying to find the white die cut tree on a white piece of paper, like your grid paper, it's gonna be a lot harder. So move your tree to a high contrast background. And then we're going to stamp the tree. Usually I would say stamp it and then die cut it. But I wanted to give you guys the die cut. So if you are unsuccessful, then try stamping again on the other side. It is a symmetrical tree. And if you if you are really unsuccessful, take another scrap of white paper and stamp your tree and die cut it. If you are pretty successful, but your stem is a little off, you could try just cutting your stem off. I'm not gonna do it because mine's okay, but you could cut it off and you could just have a rounded Christmas tree bottom. So another option if yours didn't turn out quite the way you wanted it to. Let's do some more stamping, then we're going to cut our designer paper. While we have the tree out, we're going to stamp on the piece for the back side. And I want to make note that this cardstock is slightly taller than it is wide. So this is, again, 3 3/4 by 4 inches. And so when you're stamping on it, you want to be aware of that so that you are not stamping the wrong direction and then it won't fit in your card. We are going to stamp in the corner a tree. I did go off the edge here. I also went off the edge there. So let's try it again. I'll turn it over. And because now my turned over tree is on this side, I'm going to stamp again on this side so that it's less likely that it will bleed through or show through because there's another tree on top of it, if that makes sense. I'm also going to stamp a tree, a smaller one. So two trees there, and then also for the inside, I'm going to use 'Tis the Season. 'Tis the Season. And then we have a little 1 by 1 square. This is for the front, and this one's going to say, Be Jolly. Be jolly. Simple stamping today. I love simple stamping projects. Exactly, Nancy. It's like finding a marshmallow in the snow. You gotta put your white die cut on the darker surface. That's a good metaphor. Oh, Nancy, I love your little game, commenting 3 times in a row. So you can't let Nancy win the game. You have to comment so that she doesn't get to go 3 times in a row. What happens when you're 4 or 5 times in a row, Nancy? I don't know. You win the night. All right, we're cutting designer paper. For our background on this card, we are using this paper. So it's the back of the gold stars. We're going to use the side that has the white Christmas trees. And this piece of designer paper is going to be 3 3/4 inches tall. So I'm going to do that one first, 3 3/4 inches. Okay, and then turn it and score it 3. Uh-oh, is that a typo? Nope, it's right. I just couldn't read it because it was too far away. 3 1/2. So it is 3 3/4 tall, 3 1/2 inches wide. And this is going to layer on the white cardstock, so it should fit perfectly. We're also going to use the paper with stripes. And this side is 4 inches, so we're going to cut 1 1/2, and 4 inches is what we need. So 1 1/2 by 4, we're going to do 2 of those. And if you wanted to, you could keep going and you'd have 2 more 1 1/2 inch pieces, and you could put those on the back side if you want, or turn them over and use the other side. think I might do that. Oh, I love that you guys are having so much fun in the comments. And everyone who's being quiet, I hope that you are are laughing along with us, even if you're not able to leave a comment. I know a lot of you guys watch. Are you watching on the TV? I guess if you're watching on the TV and it's hard to comment, you won't be able to tell me. But I know I've asked this question before, and I find it interesting to know how you normally watch videos when you tune in. Are you watching on your phone? Are you watching on your computer? Are you watching on your TV? We're going to layer everything onto our card. It's pretty straightforward. I've done the hard part of the scoring for you. So we're just going to use some regular adhesive to layer the designer paper to the cardstock, and then the cardstock to the card. On the front, we've got our layered trees, and we're going to put the stripes on the side. Heather's watching on the TV. Okay, so Heather, since you're watching on your TV, are you commenting on the TV, or are you also watching on your phone to comment? Diane's watching on her laptop. Nicole watches on her phone. Usually on the phone for the swap. Usually on the phone, Katie says, but for the great big card swap on the TV, because her daughter likes to watch too. I love that. I love that so much. I can't wait to see the cards that you guys create for the December swap. Tracy watches on her iPad. Catherine says on her phone because her husband commandeered the tablet. Watching on the phone to chat. That's the tricky thing about the TV, right? Alita too. TV mostly, iPad when she chats in the comments. So now if you're watching on the TV, do you have a TV in your crafting space, or does that matter? Does it matter where you're watching? Like if you're trying to stamp along, you'd be maybe on a mobile device in your stamp room, or maybe if you're watching on the TV, I guess maybe if you have a TV in the stamp room. My stamp room is adjacent to the family room with a very wide opening. So I can kind of see the TV from here, but a lot of times, like, I will listen to the TV and kind of half watch, you know, and Jim will be sitting on the couch. So I sometimes stamp and multitask and watch TV with him at the same time, but I don't usually watch YouTube videos on the TV. The kids do all the time. Not me. They don't watch my videos, but they watch other videos. For the back side, do we want stripes again, or do we want to do the black and white? There's no other gold on the back, but it is such pretty paper with the gold foil. I think I want that side. I wish now that I had added more of this beautiful paper to the back side when I did my sample. I just think it's pretty to have that decorated a little bit. So there's the back where you can write your message, and the front where we're going to add our focal point. Oh, I'm trying to read your username. I think it's Liz. From Ontario. Someone else was from Ontario too. Do you guys know each other? Who else did we see? From Ontario. I can't scroll up and stamp at the same. Oh, what is this? Are we frozen? I think we're okay. Are we back? My screen was frozen a little bit. I don't know if that was just me. Hearts, we're back. Katie, I feel guilty covering the gold side too, right? Whenever sometimes both sides are pretty, and so I feel guilty no matter what. And that's how we get to paper hoarding, right? When we love the paper so much that we don't want to cover either side, and so then we just don't use it at all. Don't do that. You have to use your pretty paper, and then you can get more. See, it's a never-ending cycle. I'm going to add Stampin' Dimensionals to the back of the tree, and then we're going to add this to the circle. If I didn't say it already, this was 2 3/8 inch. And I want to put that right in the middle. And then for our Be Jolly, I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive to the center and layer it over the banner. Now, if you don't have the 3 banner punch at home, you could just do a little 1/2 inch strip. I would say that's like 1/2 inch by 2 inches. And then cut your own banner tip on there. But when you can, get it again if you don't have it yet. I do really love that triple 3 banner punch. It has this shape, and then there is a single-ended banner and a single-ended point. Definitely going to use the middle one the most, I think. So regular adhesive on the back of this, and it's going to go across the tree. So the Be Jolly is like a little bit off center of the tree. There it is. Mary, I knew we had another one from from Ontario. And we'll add our star with a glue dot. Right to the top of the tree. And I love the way that just finishes it off. Just ties that gold right back in again. We're going to add the whole circle now with some more Stampin' Dimensionals. Right in the center. I know I said I usually don't center. You could go off center. I kind of like that actually. But I feel like for this card, I like center on this one. And of course, when you're making your card at home, you can put it wherever you'd like. For embellishments, let's do the flower accent. These are from the Consigli Inspiration Suite from the annual catalog. Now these are called flower accents, and I guess I can see a flower design in them, but I feel like the flower is very subtle and it's mostly a circle that you see. And so I think that it works with this designer paper. So I'm going to add a few of those gold embellishments to finish off our card. Oh my goodness, Mary. Great grandchildren. That must be so much fun. Nancy says her husband told her no new paper until she uses what she has first. So we just need to really dig through that paper. Have you seen cards that have an entire card base that is made of paper? That's what you just need to start doing. Have your whole card base be made of paper, and you will use up your designer paper in no time. Here are some more cards to inspire you. This was one I created for a swap with different layers of designer paper. I stamped the tree in black, and here you can see, let's take it out. You can see the difference between the die cut star and the punch star. So this one's a little bit more rounded. It's also not completely symmetrical, but they do look to be about the same size. I did a little embossing here for the greeting, 'tis the season, and Merry Christmas on the inside. And this card is from Sandy Carlson, And I think actually that her original card just had the circle, and then I added the ornament topper and the twine because I felt like it needed to be an ornament. Here we have like a little flip flap card, 2 different flaps that open in opposite directions. I love that they overlap a little bit. This one also uses a lot of designer paper. So a great card to use up designer paper. Just start adding your designer paper everywhere. A little bit on the inside, layer in under the white. A little, like just put them everywhere, right? When you have your card, just put it like on the inside here. Just layer up that designer paper all over the place. Use it up. All right, 2 more cards with the gorgeous Modern Christmas designer paper. And our second card of the evening. I really like this fun fold. I love that it just sort of displays really nicely, stands out a little bit from the other cards, and it still fits into a regular envelope, has a place to sign there on the back. Sometimes with these fun folds, I feel like there's not a good place to sign. Another option, although it might make it too heavy, it would be to have the front be a card that opens like this. But I do worry that that would be heavy and make the card fall to the front a little bit. Okay, what do you think of card number 2? Do you like this one? I think this card fold is really fun, and I don't have any other samples with it, but I have to make some cards for the new mini catalog, and so I'm thinking maybe I will try this fold again for one of my swap cards. I think that'll be fun. Speaking of swap cards, I have a few more cards to show you after this one. So let's get going on our last card. This one is going to use some designer paper for little strips, and we're going to use the Fa La La designer paper as well as the gold ornaments. We're gonna do some fussy cutting here, and for this card, let's bring our card out. We are going to cut 2 gold ornaments for the front, and on the inside a gold and a white, or whatever you want. You can cut whichever ornaments that you would like to cut. So I'm just going to pick out a couple here and cut them out with scissors. Now, one thing that I am disappointed about is that this stamp set does not include any ornament images. The dies in the set have, they have ornaments, or a ornament shape, as well as the circle. And then there's the ornament toppers, and then the ornaments, or the trees. There's some stars, and also a large star. How in the world did these possibly fit on there? I don't know. I wanted to show you this one. This is a detail die that you can put into your ornament and die cut at the same time. And so I have an example. It's a little bit different. There's that whole piece is on the front instead of being die cut from the ornament shape. This card is from Anna Masternak, one of my team members, and she added that gold foil on top of the die cut designer paper, and then of course the ornament topper on top, and added one of the fussy cut ornaments like we're going to use. So let's put those back in there. And let's get back to our cutting. I find this gold paper with the ornaments to be very busy and very blingy. And so I'm not sure how to use it for a background. So I think cutting it apart and using the little ornaments as embellishments is a good way to use up this designer paper. So for this card, we need 4 altogether. Oh my gosh, I just remembered that I have to draw the prize for the Traditions of Christmas retreat card challenge that we did. I keep forgetting. Every time I think of it, I am not in a position to sit down and do it. So I need to write myself a little note. I was just thinking about we should do something like that every time we do one of these monthly kits, because there's always some extra designer paper left over. And sometimes you guys share the cards that you make with the leftover paper, but I think that would be like fun to have that be a regular monthly challenge, to use the extra paper and share your cards. So I think maybe we'll start that in January for the new year. We'll have like a little monthly challenge to create an extra card with your leftover paper and share it to inspire everybody else. What do you do with your leftover paper when we finish our card kit? Do you keep it out and do you use it, or do you stick it in a place of scraps that don't get used or a place of scraps that do get used? Oh, can't choose a favorite card. Nancy, I'm gonna make you at the end of the video choose which one is your favorite. I won't make you, but I'll ask you again once you see them all finished. Katie says that she puts her leftover pieces in her product share box. I like that. So the product shares I have been packaging in these little 6x6 boxes. They're so cute. And it's perfect for holding your cardstock scraps or your designer paper scraps. Speaking of product shares, as you saw from my unboxing video, we do have a new mini catalog coming up in January. And so I will be doing a product share with all the designer paper and the ribbon from that catalog in the January online exclusives. I'm also going to include the November online exclusives because they haven't been in a product share yet. So watch for some more information. I'll be sharing that in a couple weeks. I can't take money for it yet. I can take your sign up, but I can't send the invoices until closer to when the catalog launches in January. So watch for details. I still have to figure out the total and how much that's going to be. So I will get that figured out and we'll do product share sign up soon. Let's cut the designer paper. The pieces for this card are going to be 1 by 3.5 inches. And so because we need 3 strips, I'm going to start by cutting at 3 inches. And then I will cut at 3.5. So right now I have 3.5 inches by 3. And then I'm going to cut them into 1-inch strips. 1, 2, and 3. And you want to kind of keep these in the right order, because even though we're going to cover a lot of it up, like I think it makes more sense when the words all line up. So try to keep them in that order, top to bottom. And we have a little stamping to do, and then we're going to be ready to assemble our card. For this card, we are stamping on the ornament. That's going to be our main greeting, and I chose "'Tis the Season." On the inside, we're going to use "Wishing You Peace and Joy." Now, if you wanted to, you could add some more designer paper or something like that inside. I'm just going to add those 2 ornaments that we did. Down here in the corner. And then I'll add that piece to the inside of the card. close it. Oh, that was a wonky fold. Fix it. And then we'll add our plaid cardstock next. This is the same embossing folder that we used on the first card, the Forever Plaid. Oh, Jenny, that's amazing. A new grandson. Congratulations. What a wonderful thing to do on a holiday like Thanksgiving, to meet new grandbabies, new family members, and catch up with old ones. I'm going to add the ornament topper here at the top with a glue dot. Looking at your other tips about what you do with your scraps paper pumpkin, like putting your scraps in your paper pumpkin box. I love that. Ren and Stimpy. And let's see, Catherine says she adds her scraps to her open packs of designer paper so that they get used, and putting them in separate is like condemning them to purgatory. For sure. But what do you do if you don't have the same package of paper? Well, hopefully you feel inspired to keep creating. And if you don't have a package of paper or a place for scraps, that you use up your scraps and create a card. Let's add our designer paper strips next. Every time I do this, I feel like I get them out of order. So try to keep them in the right order. Now I flipped mine over, so my top one is top and then my middle one is still in the middle. And when I put these down, like, I don't push too hard yet. I want to line them up so that they are in the center and touching the left side. So like I put them down and I realize that they're a little bit low, so I'm just gonna bring them all up a little bit, evenly spacing them apart. Did I overcorrect? Maybe a little bit. We'll just bring them up a titch down. And then when I am happy with where they're at, then I give them the back rub. The whole treatment. I want to make sure that they are glued down tight. Right there on the side. Then we're going to add, with some Stampin' Dimensionals, we're going to add the ornaments. Oh, that's a good idea. Catherine uses clear envelopes. Did you know you can get clear envelopes from the Stampin' Up store? I use them to package my card swaps like this, to keep everything like smooth and clean and on the card, so it's not popping off. But you can get packages. I think they come in packages of 50, the clear envelopes with the adhesive flap. You can actually mail cards in their clear envelope, but it does make it non-machinable because it's not paper, it's slippery. And so you can use a non-machinable stamp. Your stamp has to go on the outside, just saying. So like on this side, you can have your address be like a piece of paper inside. As long as your stamp is on the outside so that they can cancel it, then you're good. Non-machinable stamp, clear envelope, you can send it just like that. How fun would that be to get a card in the mail that like is just like this, where you can see how pretty it is. Here's a card, speaking of which, that uses a similar size strip. These are 1 by 3 inch strips of designer paper. So there's 4 of them. And then I believe this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2 of white. And so you've got 4 1 by 3 strips. And then a little die cut. This is from the Ornamental Christmas. And same thing with the smaller stars. And then the circle is from the ephemera pack with the gold and white sentiments. So another alternative, this was an alternative design from my Traditions of Christmas retreat, where I was trying to use some other paper, and I really love the way this one turned out with that star. I'm going to tuck in the other ornaments with a single dimensional on the back of each one and just kind of tuck them around the ornament with the sentiment. So we have 3 kind of all in a row. And of course, we want to add some bling, 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 bling to this card. On my sample, I use those flower accents. So let's try something different on this card. Oh, I really love these low profile dots. Those are so good. But I'm kind of feeling a little more blingy. And so maybe you guys have these at home. These are the adhesive backed metallic gems, and they have copper, gold, and silver. And so I'm going to add small and large. And I think I'm going to do 5 again. So I'm going to do, maybe the 5 should go the 5th down here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pretty. I love this card. Now, I do have another one of this layout. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I used the Joyful Delivery to create this card. This actually was a card I did for mystery stamping with my team. It was a couple months ago, maybe September. And so this is the Forever Plaid embossing folder. Again, I used some of the Joyful Delivery designer paper and the ephemera from that package as well. And I think I have another card with the same layout. Hold on. Yes, I did. I made one with the Brushed with Beauty designer paper. This is brand new as part of the November online exclusives. I used the beautiful pattern embossing folder for the background on petal pink, some of the Brush with Beauty designer paper, a die cut, and the sign design stamp set. You're on my mind and in my heart. Three different cards with the same layout. Tell me which one you prefer. 1, 2, 3. Looking at your comments here. Oh, I'm so glad you guys love these cards. And Nancy says, post office story. She mailed a card to a friend on Monday afternoon at 3 and got a text from her on Tuesday afternoon at 2 that she'd already received it the very next day. I feel like that's unheard of because our cards, I feel like anything I mail in town, like goes all the way up to Chicago and comes back down before it's delivered. I feel like everything is just taking so long. I'm so glad to hear that it was so quick for you to send a card. And maybe your friend wasn't even in town. Maybe they were in a different town. That's amazing. All right, looking at your preferences. 1, 2, 3. Donna says 1. Jennifer says 2. Heather says 3. Catherine says 1. Tracy says 2. Nancy loves them all. 1 best, but they're all great. I know this is such a fun layout too. So even though it wasn't a back pocket card layout, like I said, it was a runner-up. It was almost a back pocket card layout. I hope that you feel inspired to try this layout as well with different designer papers for different occasions because it's not just for Christmas. All these cards, you could make every single one of these cards with any designer paper, mix it up, and create cards for any occasion. All right, I've got, I have one more card sample that I haven't showed you yet with the Modern Christmas. It's this one here. Let me take it out of plastic so it doesn't have such shine. I used this snowflake embossed cardstock. Now it comes like that with the snowflakes already on there. This was part of the September online exclusives, I think. And I just layered some of the designer paper. This one is sort of similar to our first card, like kind of sort of a smaller piece here, larger piece there. I kind of like mixed up the mixed up the dimensions, proportions a little bit, but a lot of times with these cards and these pieces, I just will like cut a whole bunch of pieces. Like I'll stamp a bunch of focal points, and then I'll have different pieces of designer paper, and I just kind of mix and match them and cut them and just like lay them out and find a layout that I love. Yay! I'm so glad you guys love these cards. Okay, so I'm going to show you all the cards that we made tonight, and I would love to hear which one was your favorite. Do you feel more inspired by one over the other? Do you feel like you're going to copy or case any one of these cards? I would love to hear from you. Love to hear what you love about these cards, so leave a comment and let me know. Nancy says she loves to case most of my cards. I'm so happy to hear that. My goal always is to share cards that are easy and duplicatable. My goal is to inspire you to create at home. Use up that stash of designer paper and create cards, and then of course send those cards. Make and send cards. That's what I hope to inspire you to do. So I'm so glad that you joined me for a little bit tonight or today, this morning, whenever you're watching. I just want to say thank you. On this Thanksgiving Day, we have just a few more hours. I want to express my gratitude for all of you for being part of my stamping community, for tuning in to my videos, for leaving comments and stamping along with me, some nights helping me along the way. I appreciate each and every one of you and the time that you spend with me, and I hope that you feel inspired and enjoy the time that we spend together as well. I look forward to spending even more time with you. We have coming up a daily video series that is going to start on Monday. It's part of the 12 days of Christmas. And starting Monday, December 1st, I will be unboxing each gift and sharing a new project with you featuring that gift and some sneak peeks. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on this daily video series that's starting now. I do have a couple boxes left. I also have a couple people who haven't paid for their boxes, so I'm going to send you a little reminder, a little nudge. I mailed the boxes a little bit later than I wanted to, so some of them may still be in transit, but if you've paid for your box, you should have received an email with the tracking for your box, and if you don't have that, just reach out and I'll be happy to send it again to you. But hopefully you guys are receiving your box. I cannot wait to start sharing with you starting on Monday. So tune in Monday, December 1st. You probably have heard Stampin' Up! Is having a Black Friday sale. Tomorrow is Black Friday, and unfortunately, a lot of the things that they had on sale have already sold out. But if you are in luck, if you have not shopped yet, there is still Stampin' Blend markers, most of them available for 40% off, which is such an amazing deal. So stock up on your dry colors, replace them, get some new colors, round out your collection a little bit. Check out the Stampin' Blends on sale, 40% off. Also be sure to check out the last chance list. In that section of the store, there's going to be some brand new items added to the last chance list on Tuesday, December 2nd, up to 60% off your retired favorites. So if you're not finding anything that you absolutely have to have right now on the Black Friday sale, then don't worry, because there's a whole lot more that's going to be added starting Tuesday. Also starting Tuesday, I'm really excited about this. Stampin' Up! Is launching a new product of the month. Do I have a little printout for that? Let me see. Product of the month is starting on Tuesday. I do have the product of the month. I don't know what it is yet, but there is going to be a new product every month that you can add on to your order for just $5 when you reach a $75 threshold. So this is going to be something that's happening every single month moving forward, starting in December. So I'm really excited to share this with you. Mom and I have already decided that on the last Sunday of the month, we are going to showcase the product of the month and share projects to inspire inspire you. So if you get the product of the month throughout the month, then you'll want to tune in at the end of the month and see what we're creating, so that you have some extra inspiration. So this is going to be things from like stamp sets to designer paper to embellishments. I don't know, just something new every month. I can't wait to see what Stampin' Up! Has in store for us. Also, on Monday, starting Monday, December 1st, Stampin' Up! Is having a Cyber Monday sale. You can save 25% off prepaid Paper Pumpkin subscriptions. This is really exciting. So prepaid subscriptions come in 3, 6, or 12 months. And so you can save for an entire year when you get a prepaid subscription for Paper Pumpkin on Cyber Monday, which is Monday, December 1st. This sale lasts from Monday, December 1st through December 9th. So that means you have more than a week to get this amazing special. Now, just a quick note, if you get a prepaid subscription, it will start automatically with the December kit. Let me zoom in here. The December kit is called Watercolor in Bloom. It has these gorgeous shades of blue, and it's going to make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 different designs. It has a stamp set that will have customizable greetings that you can mix and match to create your own, like "Miss you so much." There's going to be copper foil and copper sequins, pre-cut paper, and vellum pieces. I'm really excited about this kit. Now, I also want to tell you, if you are currently in the middle of a prepaid subscription, you want to make sure to skip the December kit if you're getting a new prepaid subscription, because you will not be able to skip the new one. And unless you want to get 2 kits for December, you'll want to make sure that you skip the old one. If you have any questions about that, you can reach out and let me know. But that is going to happen starting Monday, December 1st through December 9th. So we got Cyber Monday, we've got Black Friday save on Stampin' Blends, we got product of the month starting next month on Tuesday. We have Last Chance being updated on Tuesday. So, oh my gosh, there's just so many fun things happening. Oh, I wanted to show you next month's projects. I actually have them done this time. So where did I put them? They're under something. If you place an order in my online store by Sunday, November 30th, if you order $40 or more, then you're going to qualify to get my November project kit for free. And so next month, when we're stamping at the end of the month like this, you will be able to join us. We are using the Peaceful Garden Suite, and we'll be making 3 cards, including the pop-up pocket card, and this card here, which will be our back pocket card layout. And this one's my favorite. I just love the texture of that embossing folder. So join me next time. If you would like to get this kit for free, make sure that you order $40 or more before tax and shipping and after any discounts that you might use, like Stampin' Rewards, to get your next project kit for free, and you can stamp right along with us. This will be on the very last Friday of the month in December. In December, that is going to be Christmas Day. And you know what? We're going to have a quieter Christmas. Most of our festivities will happen earlier in the day, and so I think that we should stick with it, and we will stamp on Christmas Day. And if you are usually by yourself on Christmas Day, you'll have something to look forward to. And if you are with your family on Christmas Day in the evening, then you can watch the replay and catch up with us later. But I try to keep to the same schedule, and I especially want to on this holiday when I can, and spend that time with you. So that's going to be Christmas Day, the last Thursday. If you want to get your kit for free, order by this Sunday, November 30th. I'll have extra kits for sale closer to Christmas, but I can't promise with the mail that it will come in time. So if you want to get it, make sure that you place your order and get it for free, because then it'll definitely come. I can't say definitely because, again, the mail, I don't know. All right, that's it for me tonight. If you enjoyed tonight's video, please give it a thumbs up. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. I'm so happy to continue sharing with you through this holiday season. We've got so much fun that we're going to have. And before we start our 12 days of Christmas, we do have a Sunday stamping video this coming Sunday, November 30th. So be sure to tune in for that. All right, have a lovely evening, have a lovely day, have a lovely week. And I'll look forward to seeing you all again very soon. Bye, everybody.